Per week, so it has fluctuated. Initially, per week, we were only doing about 100 hot meals. But as the COVID-19 crisis developed, that grew exponentially. It went up quickly to about 1,000 hot meals per week. And I would say it now sits somewhere around 1,200 meals per week. The parcels is slightly smaller. We're a site that primarily concentrates on hot meals. But the parcel side of things has been about 500 parcels per week, and that's been fairly consistent. Primarily things are vegan. In the case that they are vegetarian, we're making sure we've got a really good vegan option as usual. And that includes gluten-free and people with wheat intolerances otherwise, things like that. We're really trying to cater for everyone in this.
I think it's definitely made me aware of the haves and the have-nots, and just that I take for granted that there'll be money in my bank account and I'll be able to carry on going and doing a regular shop for my family, and that as people are dealing with redundancies, ill health, varying personal situations, to hear that people can't afford to put food on their own tables or feed their families is really quite heartbreaking.
It definitely brought it home more how bad it is. I did know the statistics about Birmingham's poverty issues, how many families there are living in Birmingham who suffer from poverty, and how many children live in poverty. But it brought it home more because we actually met the people. I mean, not necessarily actually met them, but we met them through, requests and, what they needed and stuff like that. And then through the reports back from the drivers, because we, on top of delivering food, we sort of did a health and well-being check on people as well. So we'd leave the food in front on the door, and obviously not meet people because you're not meant to. But our drivers would come back and tell us whether they saw people or at least heard from them on the phone. And if over a period of time we didn't, 1 or 2 days, then we would do a health and well-being check as well, which meant our drivers always had a connection to people, and they fed back some of the stories that came. Some of them were terrible, and I feel like some of the social issues are going to get exacerbated even more now because, the situation's getting more complicated with people being made redundant, and resources, the few resources, those communities, they're already not that resource because they're living in poverty.